Tommy, how are you?
I'm very well. Yourself?
Yeah, nice day for it, isn't it?
I'm just tanning up before the fight. nice to look golden on fight night, isn't it?
Is it that looking around now, is it starting to sink in what you're going to be doing on Saturday night, where you're going to be doing it?
Yeah, I mean, do you know what? It's obviously crazy to be boxing here and so privileged to be boxing here, but at the end of the day, when you get through them ropes, it's just like being in the gym. The punches aren't any different. Your feet, your movement isn't any different. The canvas isn't any different. This is all nice, but you can't let it overcome you. And that's what a lot of people do, and you can't let that sink into your mind thinking, oh God, there's all these people here. Just get in the ring and do what you do best and enjoy it. Do you know what I mean? You enjoy it on the way to the ring, but when you step inside the ring, that all goes away. All these people go away. It's like butterflies flying away. And after the fight, you look around and they all come back.
Well, that's what I was going to say. I mean, this place is empty at the moment, bathed in sunshine. Saturday night is going to be completely different. There's going to be banging music, 94,000 people here. It's going to be quite something when you come out.
Yeah, definitely. I can't wait for it. It's always been a dream of mine to box here. Obviously, being from England, Wembley's the most iconic place to box. Look at it, it's massive, and to be boxing here in my 8th fight, it's insane, and I'm so blessed. And like I said before at the press conference, I'm going to take it with both hands.
And two brothers fighting together on the biggest stage of all. It's the first time you've been on the same card as Tyson.
Yeah, crazy. We've both gone all the way through camp, all together. We're doing the fight night together. We know we both have jobs to do on that night, and I'll be out first, obviously. I'll come back, get a few beers into me, straight out to support him. That's what it's about. Having fun with it, because you can take boxing too seriously. It's a sport. You're meant to enjoy your job, and if you're rattling nervous and you're not enjoying it and you don't want to be out there and you're scared, why are you doing it? You should be walking out into the arena like this, taking it all in, laughing, joking on the way to the ring, because it's a job and everybody should enjoy the job. And me and Tyson definitely enjoy ours.
Yeah, I mean, your family though, it must be a very proud moment, two brothers fighting here.
Yeah, I mean, it probably won't come again. It's not going to happen again, at Wembley, that's for sure, probably. So we're going to take it all in. My dad's super happy, obviously. He's seen us both box here. We can be here. It's not in America. It's not like he can't go. This is all pretty much for him. I can't wait to see his face on the night. 2 good wins, and we can march off into the sunset.
Yeah, we all know Big John, big strong man, big tough man, but he must get a bit emotional, especially as you say, he's not been able to go to a lot of Tyson's fights. It must be quite an emotional night for him. Yeah,
definitely. I mean, even though he'll never show it, he will be inside, because how can you be a father and not be, overwhelmed with what's going on here? Your 2 sons fighting on the biggest stage that there possibly could be. And if God willing, both get 2 good wins. As a father, that's really got to mean something, and I know it does to him.
Yeah, but as nice as it is to look around here to talk about what may or may not happen, I guess today press conference must be the day when you're starting to switch into fight mode.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, right now, with obviously the weigh-in tomorrow, for me it starts to get real after the weigh-in. You go home, there's nothing else left to do. There's no more media, there's no more press. You've made your weight. You wake up in the morning, it's fight day. It starts to get real for me then. But I can't wait. I give everything for it to be tonight. I'm ready to go. So this is what it is, just enjoying it. This is the worst part about it, sitting around waiting till Saturday night. That's all we're doing, just biding time, watching TV, doing a few stretches, and that's it.
And what are you doing? Are you at the house with Tyson and your dad?
Yeah, we're all staying in one house. We're all underneath the same roof. George Lockhart, our nutritionist, he's in the house with us. So, everything's underneath one roof, and it couldn't be any better.
I like to say your dad's not normally at the fights. Is he like keeping an eye on you, but keeping an eye on you?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I nipped out for a haircut this morning.
Did you?
And he was ringing me phone saying, "Oh, where have you gone? Where have you gone?" I said, "I've just gone for an haircut." He's like, "All right, don't wear yourself out." But no, listen, it's what a father's going to be like, isn't it? Obviously. I'm happy for him. I'm happy that he's here. And I'm happy that he can enjoy it all.
Yeah. And you said, the weigh-in tomorrow. That's when you get to look at your opponent in the eye. And he's no mug. He's 10-1. Only been beaten once by a guy who's 20-4.
Yeah.
So this is a step up for you, isn't it? Really?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, like I said before, I think you're going to see the best out of me when I've got somebody who's coming to have a tear up, because all these guys that come and fight me and go on the back foot and they don't want to get stopped and they don't want to do anything. It makes it a hard night, as anyone in the boxing world will know. But when you got someone who's not a journeyman who's coming to win. They throw shots, they take chances, and it's easier to get them out of there. So I'm looking for a dominant performance on Saturday, to say the least.
And those extra rounds, you think they'll be beneficial? I think I've spoke to you before,
oh, yeah.
and you you tend to grow into a fight, don't you?
Oh, 100%. I mean, I was getting sick and tired of the 4-rounders. You know, I was upset when they changed it to 4 in my last fight in America. That was originally meant to be a 6-rounder. But I've only had a scheduled 6 rounds once, and that went in the first. So I'm happy to, you know, get some rounds in on a massive stage, you know, and just show everyone my boxing skill and what I can do.
Yeah, and like you say, hopefully you won't need them all, but
yeah. Hopefully not. That's the plan.
it'd be nice to have a big KO at Wembley, wouldn't it?
It would, yeah. You know, coming back with a bang. You know, last year wasn't the best year for me, but I was leaving all them setbacks there anyway. But it'll be ultra nice to kick off this year with a lovely knockout, Wembley Stadium. You can't get any better.
And this fight is going around the world, so you put on a special show. People are going to sit up and take notice.
Yeah, definitely, 100%. And that's what I want people to do with this fight. I feel like I get written off so much, you know, in my career because I did Love Island, because I've been thrown into the celebrity world of being, you know, Instagram and this and that. But I am a fighter by heart. This is all I've done my entire life. I've never done anything else. So, you know, I really want people to, like you say, sit up and take note, and that I'm here to stay.
And once you've had your beers and your burgers after the fight, any chance of getting this Jake Paul fight back on?
Like I said before in the press conference, I am not a hard guy to find. You know, one call, that's all you need to make. And like I said, I am ready whenever he wants it. I know he's talking about fighting in August. I'm not bothered. I'm ready, no problem, because I don't need to train for him. This fight that I'm having on Saturday night is harder than anything Jake Paul could ever throw my way. But again, not taking my mind off the job on Saturday. That's not what this is about. Jake Paul isn't even in my mindset right now. It's about the man that I've got on Saturday and about getting rid of him in good style. And then we can talk about the Pauls of the world and whatnot.
No, fair dues. I mean, I think, from my point of view, I think Jake Paul actually needs you more than you need him.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I said this as well in an interview. You know, he's in the sport of boxing, and what's the biggest name in boxing right now? It's Fury. You know, he needs us, because he's sat up and took note of all this. He's seen the 94,000. He's seen, oh my God, they're smashing it. He's like, what's he ever done? He's fought in front of about 20,000 people. And his last fight, well, I've seen more pay-per-view buys on the Haribo advert than what he could do. He needs us more than we need them, honestly. Like, and he knows that, and he'll be watching with a close eye on this fight. And it won't surprise me if, you know, the phone calls start coming in after this fight.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, isn't it? If you put on a good performance Saturday, he might have second thoughts about that.
If he does or he doesn't, at the end of the day, I'm here to do a job on Saturday, and that's all I'm focused on.
Yeah, absolutely. And turning to, you said afterwards you'll have a couple of beers when your fight's done, then go and watch Tyson.
Bit more than a couple, but yeah, bit more than a couple.
How do you find it watching him fight? Do you get nervous?
Well, that's why I have the beers, to slow it down a little bit, because my heart's going like I'm going to go into cardiac arrest at any minute. And yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, it's tough, isn't it? Because when I fight, it's in my hands. I'm in control of what I do. When he fights, it's out of my hands. What can I do? Sat from ringside, nothing. But it's like that for everyone on the team and in the family. You know, it's horrible. Like, it's not good. We don't enjoy it. We just wish it was all over and we could all party afterwards with a good result. But it's something you've got to go through in the line of work that we're in. But for this fight, you know, I've never seen Tyson look as good in the gym ever, and we know he's going to pull it off in fashion Saturday night.
Yeah, I've got to say, it's seemed pretty chilled all week. More chilled than I thought he'd be. When I saw you at the first press conference, I think you thought, and I thought, there'd be fireworks when they met up, but it didn't happen, did it?
No, it didn't. I mean, Tyson and Dillian, they know each other. They've known each other for years, been sparring together, doing camps together. So at the end of the day, what is it to say? And all this pushing and shoving, they're fighting in 2 days. They're fighting in 2 days. So all this, it doesn't really mean anything. Whether there was a load of pushing and shoving yesterday or whether there wasn't, it's not going to change the fight on Saturday. So, you know, I think it was good. I think both teams are very respectful and roll on Saturday.
Yeah, the only fight that looked like breaking out was his brother and your dad.
Yeah, which probably wouldn't have gone well for Dean Whyte. Definitely not. But, you know, I'm happy it didn't, and that's that.
Yeah, Dillian was saying to me yesterday, suggested that maybe his dad could fight your dad.
Well, listen, I back my dad against anybody.
So
my dad's nearly 60 years of age. I still can't envision him ever losing a fight on the street. Not a prayer. My dad's the roughest man you'll ever meet. 60 years old, and he'll still get his shirt off and have a good go now. Yeah. So I don't think Dillian's dad will be too game for that. I think his son's doing him an injustice there.
A couple more questions. Now you've seen Whyte, now you've seen him, his team, seen his demeanour, seen him in the press conference. Are you still confident that Tyson's going to do a number on him?
Oh, 100%, 100%. You know, I've talked this week about levels, and Tyson's on that level where all these other heavyweights aren't. You know, your Joshuas, the Whytes, the Wilders, they're all on the level below. And you've got Tyson in a league of his own. I feel like Dillian Whyte's going to have no answer, you know, for what Tyson's going to bring on Saturday. Whereas whatever Dillian Whyte brings, Tyson's got a thousand answers for him. You know, there's only one way Whyte can pull this out the bag, and that's with a lucky shot. But again, you've seen him get it with everything and get up still.
But that's right, he's been hit by the hardest puncher there's ever been, allegedly, and he's got up 3 times.
So how do you beat a man like that? But again, it's not going to come to that, God willing. I think Tyson's going to put on a magnificent show. Everyone in these seats here is going to be happy with what they're seeing. They're definitely going to get their money's worth, and it's going to be an incredible night for British boxing.
Absolutely. I mean, Derek Chisora has come out today, so as much as he likes Tyson, he's going to put his house on Dillian knocking Tyson out. Where's he getting that from?
Well, so that's the first I've ever heard of that. I mean, I don't really know where the sense is in that. I mean, he can have a bet with me if he wants. He can bet me his full house, and I'll bet him mine, and we'll see who wins. Because I've got every single faith in Tyson that this is a mismatch and it'll be over in 6 rounds. Not a problem.
And then afterwards, he said about retiring. He's mentioned it a couple of times now. Where do you think that'll go? Because a lot of boxers say that, and then, as you said to me last time, someone plonks 100 million down on the table, and you know it's difficult to turn down.
I mean, the way boxing is at the minute, you know, hundreds of millions for one fight. You know, it's hard to walk away from. But Tyson doesn't need money anymore. He's had plenty of big fights. You know, he's financially secure. His kids are kids. You know, they're financially secure. He doesn't need to do it, and we've seen Tyson retire and come back many times in his career. I mean, will Tyson go away after this one? 100%, I really do think so. But is it the last time you'll ever see Tyson in the ring again? I don't know, we'll see.
Okay, and do you think to cement that legacy, he needs to fight one of AJ or Usyk to be considered one of the all-time greats?
No, definitely not. He's got nothing left to prove in the sport. He's won every single title there is, every single world title. He's won it all. He's had defences of them. He is definitely 100% in my eyes one of the best to ever do it, 100%, and if not the best to ever do it. He doesn't need to beat AJ, you know, or Usyk, because none of them two could beat Wilder. You know, Wilder would have knocked. Wilder's the second best heavyweight on the planet, bar Tyson. Let's just get that straight. So no, I mean, them two are on all these other heavyweights are on that level. That's the level they're on, and Wilder's the king of that level. And then the step up from that, you got Tyson, because there's just not another man like him. You know, as he's proved in each fight.
Okay, final question. Why should people tune in to watch you and your big brother on Saturday night?
Tune in Saturday night live on BT Sport, because you're going to get your money's worth. It's going to be an incredible night of boxing. You've got some incredible fights on the card. You're going to see a big dirty knockout from me, and you're going to see another one from Tyson, a bit more up. And it's going to be a great night. I mean, whenever do we get nights like this and weather like this to boot? Watch it pour down in rain on Saturday now. But yeah, definitely tune in live on BT Sport.
Fabulous. Thanks,
Cheers,
Tommy.
no problem.